The Quran's numerical design made simple. Understanding the Quran formula. Introduction: a math lens on the Quran. The Quran, Islam's holy book, is respected for its deep spiritual meaning and beautiful language. But did you know it also has amazing number patterns? In the Mathani Chronicles, Volume 3, researchers look into these patterns using a math model called the Quran formula, shown as Q equals sine 7m plus 9e plus P1 1729. This formula shows the Quran's structure by focusing on things that repeat, 7m, things that are counted, 9e, and patterns, P 1729. In this video, we'll break down this complex idea into simple terms, explaining how numbers like 7, 9, and 1729 show the Quran's detailed design, almost like a divine blueprint. Chapter 1. Building the Quran Formula. What is the Quran formula? Imagine the Quran as a huge network where its 114 chapters, called surahs, and thousands of verses, ayats, are linked by number patterns. The Quran formula, Q equals sine 7m plus 9e plus P1 1729, is like a map that highlights these connections. Here's what each part means. 7m, repetition. The number 7 shows up many times in the Quran, like in the 7 verses of Al-Fatiha, the opening chapter. It stands for cycles and completeness. 9e, enumeration. The number 9 shows counting and finality, seen in the 129 verses of Surah 9 and other number patterns. P1 1729 pattern. The number 1729 acts as a special pattern marker that connects unique math properties and specific verses, like Surah 72, 28. This formula isn't just about numbers. It's a way to measure how chapters and verses are connected through shared number features, like having the same number of verses or special digit patterns. How was it made? The formula was built by carefully studying the Quran's structure. For example, Surahs 71 and 72 both have 28 verses, a multiple of 7, showing repetition. Surah 9 has 129 verses, which, when you add the digits, 1 plus 2 plus 9 equals sine 12, then 1 plus 2 equals 3, connects to the number 9 through a process called digital root. The number 1729 shows up because its digits, 1, 7, 2, 9, and factors, 7x, 13x, 19, appear in chapter numbers and verse counts like Surah 72. Researchers used a math equation, CSV, to figure out the connections between chapters, S, and verses, V. It looks at things like chapters with the same total number of verses, patterns involving the number 7, special digits tied to 1729. A computer program then tested this formula, finding over 5,200 connections between surahs, proving the formula captures real patterns. Why does it matter? The Quran formula simplifies the Quran's complex structure into a single equation. It's like finding a pattern in a giant puzzle, showing how numbers and meaning work together. For example, the number 7 ties to Al-Fatiha's role in daily prayers, while 9 connects to themes of completion in Surah 9. This bridges math and spirituality, offering a new way to appreciate the Quran. Chapter 2. The power of 7 repetition. Why 7? The number 7 is special in the Quran. It shows up in key places. Al-Fatiha, the first surah, has exactly 7 verses. Surah 7 has 206 verses, and when you add the digits 2 plus 0 plus 6 equals sine 8, it hints at 7, since 8 can be seen as 1 plus 7. Surahs 71 and 72 each have 28 verses, which is 7x4. These examples suggest 7 is a repeating theme, like a rhythm in the Quran's structure. Symbolic meaning. The number 7 isn't just a number, it carries meaning. The Quran mentions 7 heavens, 229, symbolizing divine order. Al-Fatiha's 7 verses are recited in every Muslim prayer, making them central to worship. The repetition of 7 feels intentional, like a signature of divine design. Testing the pattern. Researchers used a computer program to find connections based on 7. For instance, Surahs 7 and 71 are linked because their numbers share the digit 7, and both relate to verse counts divisible by 7, like 28. This program found hundreds of such connections, confirming 7's importance. Chapter 3. The role of 9, counting and completion. Why 9? The number 9 complements 7 by focusing on counting and finality. For example, Surah 9 has 129 verses, and its digital root, 1 plus 2 plus 9 equals sign 12, 1 plus 2 equals 3, ties to 9 through numerical patterns. A cool math trick. 142,857 times 7 equals 999,999, which has a digital root of 9, showing 9's link to completeness. Surah 9 and its meaning. Surah 9, called At-Tawbah, Repentance, is about finality and completing one's faith. Its 129 verses and numerical patterns, like the digital root 3, align with 9's role as a symbol of counting everything, as hinted in Surah 72:28. He has enumerated all things. Computer evidence. The computer program found a group of 10 surahs connected by the number 9, like Surah 16, 128 verses, digital root 2, and Surah 99, which relate through patterns tied to 9. These connections show 9 is a key part of the Quran's numerical design. Chapter 4, 1729, the pattern star. What's special about 1729? The number 1729 is unique because it's the smallest number that can be written as the sum of two cubes in two ways. 13 plus 123 equals sign 1729, 93 plus 103 equals sign 1729. Its factors 7x, 13x, 19, and digits 1729 also connect to the Quran. For example, the digit 7 links to Surah 71. The digit 2 ties to Surah 72. The digit 9 connects to the patterns of Surah 9. Connecting to the Quran, Surah 72:28 says, He has enumerated all things, and its position, Surah 72 verse 28, relates to the digits of 1729, 7-2. Both Surah 71 and 72 have 28 verses, and 28 is 7x4, linking back to 7 and 1729's factor of 7. This makes 1729 a pattern example, a number that links many parts together. Computer confirmation. The computer program found connections based on the digits and factors of 1729. For example, Surah 72 is linked to 1729 because it shares the digits 7 and 2. These connections form a 1729 cluster, showing 1729's role in the Quran's design. Why this matters? The Quran formula shows that the Quran structure isn't random. Numbers like 7, 9, and 1729 reveal patterns that connect chapters and verses, mixing math with meaning. For example, 7 reflects the rhythm of divine order, like the 7 heavens. 9 symbolizes counting and completion, tied to the themes of Surah 9. 1729 acts as a unique marker, connecting numbers to verses like 72:28. This work invites everyone, scholars, believers, and curious minds, to see the Quran in a new light, as a text with layers of numerical beauty woven into its spiritual message. What's next? This book includes an appendix with code, programs to find these number connections. Metrics, counts of connections, over 5,200 in total. Math details, explanations of patterns like 1729's sum of cubes. Future volumes will dive deeper, exploring how these patterns connect to the Quran's teachings and other fields like language and theology. For now, the Quran formula offers a new perspective. The Quran isn't just a book of words, it's also a masterpiece of numbers. For centuries, the Quran has been a guide and a source of spiritual inspiration. But what if there's another layer, a complex structure hidden within its text? Just as we admire the architecture of a cathedral, we can also explore the mathematical foundations of the Quran. This isn't about making its message less important, but about appreciating how complex it is from a new angle. Throughout history, scholars have looked for number patterns in holy writings, believing that divine words might show the order of the universe. Today, with modern tools, we can look into whether the Quran's structure reveals a hidden mathematical design. Let's start this journey, not just as readers, but as explorers, looking for signs of the divine in both the message and the math. At the heart of this exploration is a simple equation. Q equals 7m plus 9e plus p sub 1729. Each part stands for a different pattern. 7m for multiples, 9e for enumerations, and p sub 1729 for intricate patterns. This formula suggests that the Quran's structure is intentional, not random. 7M highlights the repeating role of the number 7. 9E points to the importance of counting and the number 9. P sub 1729 brings in a mathematically unique number, hinting at deeper, more complex connections. Together, these elements form a framework for analyzing the Quran's design. This is a hypothesis that if you look through this lens, you'll find a network of interconnectedness woven into the text. This formula didn't just appear out of nowhere. It's based on patterns found within the Quran itself. The number 7 is fundamental. The opening chapter, Al-Fatiha, has 7 verses, and the number 7 recurs in rituals and descriptions. The number 9 appears in calculations, like the 129 verses of Surah 9, numbers that echo the chapter number. Then there's 1729, the Hardy Ramanujan number, famous for its mathematical properties. Researchers found this number in relationships between chapters, verses, and other elements, suggesting a hidden architecture. This formula, 7M, 9E, P sub 1729, sums up these discoveries. Each element was chosen because the text itself points to its importance. It's a unified theory, bringing together recurring numerical data into one clear framework. The Quran's structure, it seems, is far from random. Let's take a closer look at the main parts that make up this interesting formula and see how each one helps create the overall structure and meaning found in the Quran. The first part, 7M, means repetition, especially using multiples of 7 to create a rhythm that's easy to remember. You see this in the 7 verses of Al-Fatiha, which is the opening chapter, and in mentions of the 7 heavens. The number 7 shows up again and again throughout the Quran, in rituals, buildings, and even in nature, making us feel a sense of unity and a divine plan. Next, 9E is about counting, like counting chapters, verses, or even specific words. This often reveals surprising connections to the number 9, showing hidden layers of meaning. Counting helps us find patterns we might not see otherwise, and it invites readers to really dig into the text. For example, chapter 9 has exactly 129 verses. This number is a multiple of 9 and can be linked to natural cycles, like the phases of the moon or how a calendar works. This numerical match shows a clear design woven into every part of the text. The third part, P sub 1729, is probably the most complicated. It points to hidden math relationships in the Quran, going beyond simple counting to show complex patterns and connections. This idea challenges us to look for deeper math structures that might not be obvious at first. Including this number hints at a deep and elegant order, like finding a perfectly formed crystal hidden inside a plain rock. It suggests that underneath the surface there's amazing harmony and precision. When put together, these ideas, repetition, counting, and complex patterns, give us a layered way to understand the Quran. It encourages us to see the text not just as words, but as a rich tapestry of numbers and ideas that are all connected. The Quranic formula acts like a guide, inviting readers to explore the mathematical heart of the Holy Book. It opens up new ways to read and understand the text, mixing faith with logic and curiosity. In this view, the Quran becomes a symphony of numbers, steady, exact, and incredibly harmonious, where every part plays its role in a grand, organized design. The deeper we look, the more complex and amazing the design becomes, inviting endless exploration and thought. Let's see this formula work with simple examples. The 7 verses of Al-Fatiha embody the 7M, a foundational number recited daily in prayer. For 9E, the 129 verses of Surah 9 and the 114 chapters of the Quran, multiples of 19, stand out. The number 19, a prime number, appears repeatedly in significant places, like 19 words in Surah 110 and 19 letters in its first verse. The word day appears 365 times, month 12 times, and days 30 times, mirroring the calendar. These are clear counts, not vague interpretations. These counts reveal a pre-existing calendar in sync with nature. These patterns are easily checked and encourage deeper exploration. The structure of the Quran seems to be layered with numerical information. It invites us to be active participants, counting, questioning, and marveling at the hidden order within. Now let's talk about something really interesting, P sub 1729. This might be the most exciting and unexpected part of the whole formula, a number that stands out not just for its math, but also for the story it tells. 1729 is famous as the Hardy-Ramanujan number. It made its way into math history as the smallest number that can be written as the sum of two cubes in two different ways, 1 cubed plus 12 cubed, and 9 cubed plus 10 cubed. This unique quality makes it legendary among mathematicians. Its mathematical beauty and rarity have made it a star in the world of number theory, often used as an example of hidden patterns and unexpected connections in math. But what's truly amazing is its appearance in the Quranic formula. This points to a deeper, more complex design, one that goes beyond simple coincidence and hints at a deliberate structure. Even more fascinating, the factors of 1729, 7, 13, and 19 are themselves numbers that frequently show up in Quranic patterns and numerology studies, adding another layer of mystery. 1729 appears in various connections between chapter numbers, verse counts, and the numerical values of important phrases, weaving itself into the Quran's mathematical structure. In this way, it acts as a mathematical crossroads, linking different parts of the Quran's structure in subtle and profound ways, as if it's a hidden thread holding the text together. What's even more surprising is that unlike numbers like 7 or 9, 1729 has no known cultural, spiritual, or historical meaning in ancient Arabia. Its importance is purely mathematical, making its presence even more astonishing. Finding it in the Quran is like discovering the value of pi carved into an ancient monument, an unexpected guest from the world of pure mathematics, silently waiting to be found. Its presence suggests a level of mathematical sophistication and intention that goes beyond time and place, inviting us to look deeper and wonder about the mysteries woven into every part of the Quran. Checking these patterns by hand would be almost impossible. But with computers, we can look at the Quran's structure with amazing speed and accuracy. Researchers made programs to find connections based on the formula 7M, 9E, and P1729. Computers cross-referenced data like chapters, verses, word counts, and number values. The results were amazing. Over 5,200 statistically important connections that fit the formula. These weren't just random coincidences, but a thick network of math connections throughout the book. The patterns showed up everywhere, like a hidden watermark. This computer analysis supports the idea of a planned mathematical structure. These findings make us think about a non-human origin for such complex design. What does all of this mean? When we look at the Quran, we see more than just words on a page. There's a sense of purpose, a feeling that every letter and verse is exactly where it's supposed to be. Is this just a math puzzle or something deeper? Could these patterns be a sign, a message woven into the very structure of the text itself? For many, this mathematical order mirrors divine order. Just as the universe operates on precise laws, so too does divine revelation. The cosmos, with its stars and galaxies, follows a perfect balance, and the Quran's structure seems to echo that same harmony. These numbers don't replace the message, they authenticate and protect it. They act as silent guardians, making sure the words stay unchanged through the centuries. The built-in code means any change would mess up the patterns, acting as a preservation mechanism. This mathematical safeguard is like a lock, making sure the original message stays safe. This hidden layer can strengthen faith in a scientific age, bridging the gap between reason and belief. For those looking for proof, these patterns offer reassurance that faith and logic don't have to be at odds. The Quranic formula speaks the language of data and logic, showing that faith and reason can live together. It invites both the heart and mind to explore, question, and discover. The scale and beauty of these patterns inspire awe, pointing to an intelligence beyond human ability. Just as Islamic art reflects infinite complexity, so too does the Quran's structure. The numbers aren't the goal, but rather road signs to the infinite. They guide us, hinting at a reality much bigger than what we see. They invite us to marvel at the mind behind the message, to reflect on the wisdom and intention that shaped every detail, and to find deeper meaning in the order that surrounds us. We've journeyed through the universe of numbers hidden within the Holy Book, The Quran formula, 7M9EP sub 1729, maps an intricate tapestry of design. This isn't about replacing spirituality with calculations, but adding a new dimension to our appreciation. These discoveries invite us to see the Quran as a dynamic, layered work, still revealing secrets after 14 centuries. Whether you're a person of faith, a skeptic, or just curious, you don't need to be a mathematician to start. The Quran is a universe to explore. Its verses are stars, its chapters galaxies, and its numbers the laws that govern them. By looking through the lens of mathematics, we add a new tool to understand its mysteries. The journey has just begun, so open the book and explore.